Y'all, I muted myself. I apologize. Ashley, did you have a question? Hi, Karen.
Hi. Lost my voice.
Oh, no.
Trying to save it for class.
That's fine. So one of the things while I'm waiting to see if we get anyone else tonight, I wanted to talk to you guys about is the reward systems. And I have one here that you guys may not have seen before. Did you guys know that you can get all of these images? Have you seen these?
Mm-hmm.
They're super cute. If you didn't know this little fish's name is Freddie. This is Freddie the fish, and this is the logo. So I took these and I laminated. I'm not a good cutter. Like, kindergartners can cut better than me. And so I just cut them in squares and I laminated it in a home laminating machine. And in the back, it has this little magnetic strip. It looks like this from Walmart. Mary, pizza pan, please. And you guys have probably seen before that I use a pizza pan for my reward systems. So when they get a reward, you just give them a Freddy fish. And these are really cute.
Hey.
There's a little artist one. Now I also have one here. There's a lot of these, okay? So I also have one here I haven't gotten cut out yet that are, it's an ice cream cone. And these are little scoops of ice cream. Super cute, simple, doesn't take a lot of time, energy, or money, and it's something that the kids will remember.
Teacher Sam, where do we get our Freddy fish from?
I will post the link. Let's see. I will send the link. Did you guys get the email about tonight's meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to send a recording to everyone, and I'll put the link in there. It actually takes you to the Palfish website, which is iPalfish, and the link is there under teaching materials. And there is a lot. There's like 20, I think. And then there are some really cute little avatars. There's a girl, a boy, girl with glasses, boy with glasses. I'm not sure if those are supposed to be us so much or just boy, girl, mom, dad that we can use to teach with.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the changes that came out this week. We saw a lot of changes. Mia, are you a approved teacher?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we saw a lot of changes this week.
Yes, we did.
And what I want to stress to you guys is everything that I have seen changed, and I don't know if either of you have ever worked with another company, but really the changes that were made are going with industry standard. Most companies only pay partial for no-show trials. Most companies, you only have to sit 15 minutes. You don't have to stay the whole time. Those are industry standards that we should anticipate. In the beginning, you know, Palfish is a young company. So they went above and beyond to try and get teachers in the door and get students in the door, and they have done that. And now it's time to start scaling their business appropriately. And I really don't think this is going to hurt teachers the way some think it is, because the ultimate goal of doing trials is to get regular students. Essentially, you want a regular student base. You don't want one trial. You want them to come see you multiple times every single week. That's where we make our money. So the faster you build up those trials, the better. If you have a trial that pops in the middle of your schedule, that's awesome. I have one oddball tonight at 9 o'clock. I haven't had a trial for 3 weeks. So I get it. But I know some teachers are upset, but it's really, for the most part, industry standard, and I'm excited about some of the changes. Do you guys have any questions about the new changes?
I'll say I don't, because it's really clear. They all make sense to me. I saw, the pros and cons of it. The pros are we're not sitting there for the entire 25 minutes, which is great. Maybe the con is that I've had the fortune of having a cancellation within 3 hours, so I get my 25 R&B, and then I get another class on top of that, so then I get my regular pay plus 25, so I can see where that little bump won't happen. But that's okay, because that's kind of, at that point they're kind of giving away our pay. So I get that. So
yeah, I definitely agree. And to me, it'll be wonderful at those times when you are rolling out of bed to get to a class that's at 3 a.m. and at 2:58 you get notified it's canceled.
Right,
30 minutes of sleep. Good night.
Right, exactly.
And the other thing is, and I tell people this all the time, when you get to a point that you have 6, 7, 8 classes in a row, that 15 minutes when you have a trial that doesn't show up becomes breakfast, potty break, cup of coffee, and walk the dog. You can do so much in those 15 minutes. I'm thankful for that.
Yes.
So I think that the other topic that I wanted to talk about tonight was increasing bookings. Okay. Karen, how long have you been with Palfish?
Since November.
Okay. And Mia?
Since January of this year.
Okay. So when we talk about increasing bookings, there's a couple things that parents are looking for. And I really cannot stress this enough. These parents look for professionalism. Okay. And I say that they're looking at your moments. They're looking at your live classes. They're looking at, are you coming to class in a ratty t-shirt? Because we've been cleaning house here. So, would I ever go to class in this? No. No. Because a parent wouldn't view that as professional. Now, am I saying that you have to be awake? Well, you obviously have to be awake. You have to be full face of makeup, ready to go. No, ma'am, because I would have never survived in this business if I had to. So a couple of things that I do for increasing bookings. Number one, always wear a dark colored lipstick. Crazy? Yes. However, if you look at my skin, you can see that my lips aren't bright colored. By putting on a red or a pink or something fun like an orange or blue, your lips go pop. It makes it easier for the students to see your mouth and easier for them to see how you're moving to enunciate correctly. That was a tip I learned years ago, and it truly works.
Wow.
From experience, a lot of teachers, or not teachers, a lot of people in China, they kind of talk like this. They really don't open their mouth a lot, and they'll have a lot of students do this too. You guys notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes. So many students, they talk like this. Well, I'm like, hello. Let's open our mouth. Let's say some words. By giving just a pop of color on your face, it really helps the student watch your lips. Okay. Number two, for a trial, I'm not in my office at the moment, but I actually have like this really big chunky pearl necklace thing that I put on. And when it's a trial and a parent that I feel I want to impress, I'll slip it on. The Chinese culture is oftentimes one of vanity. And I'm not saying that in a negative light, okay? But if you pop on a little necklace, and I mean, mine is like a chunky, like, I think it's 5 strands of like fake pearls, right? So it's, hello. And it's just a little something that makes you look professional, even with a t-shirt, okay? So sprucing up a little bit, and I keep it hanging on a doorknob behind my desk, so I literally just slip it on. Now, once they're my student, different story. They know me. I'm coming in a t-shirt and ponytail, and let's go. Before trial class, I do put on a necklace. I have found that students do not tend to really respond well if your fingers are bright colors, unless you're making it a fun game. You know, you're doing something up here. I find it distracting. Backgrounds, I try to keep simple with a few pops of color to make it a little bit easier to for them to focus on us. We want to remember that in our background, we don't want to blend in with it. We want to make sure that we are really the focus of what they're looking at when they look at their screen. On the same note, you see how my screen comes right about here? I take up more of the screen than I do not. That is on purpose. When you're positioning your camera, specifically since we use phones and tablets, you want to make sure that you're not just showing this, because this can be annoying. I mean, look at my face for 25 minutes, right? So back up. You want about your shoulder height, where you can still move your hands around, but don't back up so much that they can't focus on your face. So right about here gives you a great way and a lot of space to work in. I have seen a lot of teachers who like to walk around and move around. That's awesome. I find I have enough space right here that I can do whatever I need to do. Let's see. Follow up, follow up, follow up. Make sure that after a trial class, you complete your little form, but take the time to send the parents a message. Thank you so much for class today. I really enjoyed having, if I can't say the name or type it, I enjoyed having your child in my class. I do hope that I get to see them again. I see the student has a lot of potential, and he or she will go far in this program. That's how I conclude every single trial. I also preface every trial about a day before, like if they book in advance, or if they book at least an hour in advance with me, I send them a message. And the message is along the lines of, I look forward to seeing your student at this time. And I put it in Beijing time. Your student, it really helps me if your student has an English name. I don't speak Mandarin, so by having an English name, I can refer to them. Please be there during the trial class to help your student figure out some of the basics, such as circling on the screen. This becomes a vital part of helping. What you can do is go into your app, Karen. All right. And when you go to appointments, if you click on the picture, the student's picture, it's going to take you to this screen, and you just hit chat. Okay?
That's what I did.
Yep. So I have that message copy and pasted. Here's the trick. Copy it, translate it to Chinese simplified. Okay, but don't stop there. You need to copy it and translate it back to English, because there is a lot of information that can be lost in translation. Okay, I recently had a teacher who was telling her parents that she was a French prostitute because something was lost in translation. I had a man, one of my favorite guy teachers, when he first started, had it listed on his profile that he had a sexy Holland voice. Because his name was Holland. Okay. So when you take things and you translate them into Chinese, make sure that you're translating back to English, like copy and paste it, to make sure that you are not missing something in the translation. Sometimes you have to change up your words or your sentences to get it correct. Okay. Do you guys have any other questions before we log off for tonight?
Yeah, well, okay. So I'm just really curious as how to, like, okay, anytime I get a successful trial, which is, I've probably only had 4, which is, to me, not that hot, because I see a lot of the the champs like you who, you guys just make it happen. How, in addition to a pearl necklace, how do I get someone to say, okay, that's the one I want for, Palfish, or if I'm not the one, how am I properly selling, myself or Palfish?
Okay. Let me give you my best advice. Number one, I will tell you all day I'm a great teacher, but I am a better teacher at teaching teachers. Okay? I suck at selling packages. I will be purely honest with you, because I feel that it is truly up to so many variables. My problem is I get a lot of 3-year-olds because the sales team knows I'm good with them, because I bust out the puppets and the butterfly wings on my head, and we just kind of act like goofballs for 30 minutes. It's a luck of a draw to me, in all honesty. I message them before, I message them after, but very seldom will you hear back from them. And that could depend on a lot. It could depend on the fact that financially, this is an investment. I can tell you from personal experience, in our home, we have a child in tutoring, and if someone came to me and said, hey, here's a trial class, try this, we would try it, and then they said, hey, this is $1,000. I'm going to put my brakes on, right?
Right.
Even though it's a vital thing, it's an investment. I mean, if someone told me I had to put $1,000 in my vehicle, I would be like, cool, let's wait a second. Slow down. So this is something that parents truly have to be invested in themselves. Some parents will buy it, and then I have 2 students that, I kid you not, I don't know that they've learned a single thing. They've been with me for 4 months, both of them, and they both sit there in class and do this.
Oh, no. Oh.
I kid you not. That's what they do. Occasionally, I'll get a repeated word. They parrot me a little bit, and they're done. So I know that's probably just not great advice, but I feel like it's experience and it's luck of the draw.
Yes.
The people who are masters at selling packages are brilliant. I mean, even this week, I'm sure you guys have probably heard of fellow teacher Camden Long. He's like me. He's all over YouTube. Camden came out and said, I'm not good at selling packages. He's the same way as I am. Both of us are just kind of like, hey, we can't do it. But then you have some teachers who will sell 16, 17 in a month. More power to you, sweetie. I prefer a student that I start with, and then we just build and build and build that I get to know. And that's what most of my schedule is. It does take a little while to get to that point. I will tell you the way that my schedule took off was by doing live classes.
I'm still not sure how to do a live class.
Okay.
I mean, I've watched some videos and stuff, but
we'll walk through it.
Okay.
So in December, because my schedule was just really slow, I started on Halloween. Okay. But my case is a little different. I've been doing this for 4 years. All right, Robert? About 4 years. And I was brought into the company to be a mentor because I do have so much experience. That being said, what I did to bulk up my schedule, because students book them, parents book them, was I read Harry Potter every day. I would schedule a live class during the Beijing times. That's a vital part. Okay. So I believe I was doing like 6:30 in the morning every day. And I just opened up Order of the Phoenix and read 1 chapter every single day.
Wow.
And you can do 15 minutes. You
can do 15 minutes. You can do 30 minutes. If you schedule a 30-minute and it only takes you 15 minutes, you're not in any trouble if you leave early. You can stay late. Not a big deal. I'm doing live classes right now. more out of like a passion project. I have several students who are very interested in art. And so this morning I set up my table and I did, I don't know if you guys know what this is. It's called fluid painting or pour painting. Okay, so I set up my table, and for the first 15 minutes of the class, I played Beethoven and I painted. And then when I was done, I pulled my camera down and went through my list of supplies and what I did, and I had 43 people in my class.
Wow.
So little things like that. The other one I did was I read Charlotte's Web. And I think I was doing that at about 4 o'clock Beijing time when kids would be home. Younger kids would just be getting home. So you can do that. Now, another thing that I found that worked for me, do not open your schedule from 8 p.m. to 10 a.m. What I discovered was when you have a large amount of slots open and a parent looks at you and says, oh, well, they only have 2 out of 150 slots booked. Why? What's wrong with that teacher? Whereas if you have 40 slots booked and you have 40 slots open and you have 10 slots booked, they go, oh, she's more wanted. So when I started closing out all my night slots, which never got filled, except on Friday and Saturday nights, I have never, ever taught a Monday through Thursday night class with at night, ever. Even during Chinese New Year.
So Beijing time, what are the times, like, you saying you never taught at night? Our night? Like,
I'm in Central Time.
Or Beijing night?
I'm in Central Time. So let me open up my schedule and I'll tell you. So the best times to teach, where are you at, Mia? What's your time zone?
I'm Pacific, California.
Pacific. Okay, so it's 5:24 there. Karen?
Texas.
So you're Central. Okay, so for me, it's 5 a.m. to 8 a.m., which would be 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. your time, Mia. Those are going to be the hot times. So you choose one time and for 5 days, but schedule them out. Like, don't start scheduling it tomorrow. Start it Monday and say, okay.
But
go ahead.
When you say schedule it out, what's the difference between me scheduling an official student and me scheduling for a live? Does that make sense?
It does. It's the exact same thing. Okay. So let's say that you look at your schedule and you say, I want to do a live class every day next week at 6 a.m. Okay. Well, what you actually do, make sure 6 a.m. isn't booked. You'll go into the live section here. I wish my screen worked better to show you this. You go into the live section, and up in the very top corner, there's a plus sign. You click the plus, okay? You're adding a live class. You want a title, something that's going to make it stand out, okay? When I did Harry Potter, I would do Harry Potter, Book 1, Chapter 1. Harry Potter, Book 1, Chapter 2, okay? The category, you can choose any of the categories. If you're going to do a pronunciation class, that's good too. Basics, kid, hobby, culture, you can do any of those. Okay? So you select a category, a start time. Okay? So this is based off your time zone. You select the date and time you want to do it. Duration starts at 15 minutes and goes to 180 minutes. Okay? Price. You can charge for live classes. I will tell you that from my recommendation, I always recommend that teachers their first few months until they get full, that they do free live classes. Because the point of these classes is to attract students and parents who like your teaching style. And by doing these classes, you're able to show them your style without charging them. So to the parent, it's like test driving a car. Okay? So if they like your pronunciation, they'll follow you. Okay? A lot of parents will then follow you. They'll watch your schedule, and you'll get booked that way. Okay?
Gotcha.
It's also going to give you the opportunity to charge a fee for answering the question. Always put that as a 0. Now, once you're good and fully booked, you can do live classes if you want to and you want to charge for them. The great part about live classes is if you do one on Monday, a student can find it 6 weeks from now and follow you and book you from it then. They're all done by replay.
Okay.
If 6
Thank
months
you.
from now you create a live lesson, and in your live lesson you're painting like I did, and I charge 10 RMB for it, well, if 1,000 people watch that, I will get 10 RMB from every single person. Okay? It's a great way to recruit.
Thank you.
It's also an additional source of income, which is something that only Palfish offers.
Wow.
You explained it very well. I understand it now.
Great.
Yes. And Teacher Sam, so you showed on the screen with live how there's that little plus sign, and then, their little demo says make it a series, or this is just one-time thing. I've tried to do a live series, and it's just, it doesn't do the series. Is this something that, do I have the wrong phone?
No, I will tell you that when I did a series, I didn't book it as a series. I booked it as a series, as just individual classes. For me, that worked really well. And then you could always do them like Saturday nights too, Friday and Saturday nights when kids are sitting around home, playing on their tablets, whatever. At least that's what my kid does. And
Nice.
you can watch, and join another teachers. You can go back and look at my live lessons. Now, that's what's great about them. They're really a different way for us to advertise ourselves. The other thing that you need to be doing is posting moments, and posting and commenting on other teachers' moments. This is why you need to do.
Wow.
Let's say I post a picture of little Artful Freddy here. And Karen and Mia comment on it. And then 5 other teachers comment on it. My post is then moved to the recommended page when students look at moments.
Oh.
So
I did not know that.
you want
Right, we both
kind of
know.
like work with each other on it, okay?
Yeah. Gosh.
Yes.
Cross promote almost.
Right.
It just helps. Karen,
My battery is
okay,
my
real quick.
battery's fixing to die.
Okay, WeChat is not something you should be using with your students because we're not supposed to communicate with them outside of here. The administrative team and the mentors, we use WeChat to talk to each other.
Okay. I just heard it and I was wanting to check on it.
It is Chinese social media because they don't have Facebook.
Okay, thank you. You've explained a lot. I appreciate it.
No problem, sweetie. Have a great night.
You too.
All right. And Miss Mia, do you have any other question? Nope, that's it. Guys, I hope that you got some information. Yeah. Oh, do you have any other questions, honey?
Oh, no, I'm just saying, this has been amazing. You have just, gifted me with knowledge.
No problem. That's what I'm here for. You can always keep a check on either Friday or Saturday nights. I go live on YouTube. So if you're ever teaching and you have a problem, feel free to reach out. And then as long as you signed up for the newsletter, you'll get notified of all of the Zooms and live classes. They're happening at least once a week.
Whoa, what? I didn't know there was a newsletter. Where do I?
Well, it's through my website. Let me see if I can post it. Are you on your phone or are you on a computer?
I'm on my phone.
Okay. So
is it in your email?
It is. The newsletter is Tired Mama. If you go to tiredmamacourses.com, you'll find sign up for the newsletter, and I send that out. Oh. Did you got the link for this through the email I sent out?
No, but I know that name.
That's my YouTube name.
Oh my gosh, you are famous. Oh my gosh, I'm talking to a famous person.
Not quite famous, only in the online ESL world. Like I said, I'm much better at teaching teachers how to be better teachers. if you registered for this webinar, then you will be sent the newsletter. I send it out like Wednesday, Thursday of the week, depending on what I have going on. But it'll tell you any updates that I have. And this week, I'll go ahead and tell you, I'm actually announcing that I have a continuing education Tesol course that's come out that I'm going to be picking like a few people to try for free. So when you get your email this week, make sure you respond so you're one of the first few that get to try it out, okay?
Oh, that'd be amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome so much, and thanks for coming. I'll see you in the classroom.
Okay, bye.